If you like, I can give you an analogy in the form of a childish comparison. Imagine a man immaculately dressed in polished shoes, white socks and pressed suit. You oblige this man to walk through a farmyard, 30 centimeters deep in mud. Further, you insist that he put this mud into a wheelbarrow with his hands. No need to ask what state he will be in when he has finished. Nonetheless, our group of extraterrestrials founded their line that became the ancestors of present-day Jews. The Bible was written later by scribes who retraced the history of these people, distorting it as legend became mixed with reality. I can affirm for you that the Adam of the Bible was, not only not the first man on earth, far from it, but he was called Robanan, and he didn't have a wife called Eve but two wives named Leviah and Dinah. The race of Jews developed from these three, without mixing with other races because, by atavism 1, they felt themselves superior, and indeed they were. However, I must assure you that the original, to Bible is not the product of the scribe's imagination, nor is it embellished. There was much truth in it. I say was because in the various councils of the Roman Catholic Church, the Bible has been greatly revised, for reasons which are clear, to serve the needs of Christianity. This is why I said yesterday that religions are one of the curses of earth. I must also enlighten you in regard to several other biblical points. Shortly after the arrival of the Hebrews on earth, we helped them on several occasions. We also punished them. For example, the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah was caused by one of our space vehicles. The people of those two towns were presenting a bad example and acting dangerously for the people in contact with them. We tried various means in an endeavor to put them back on the right track, but in vain. We had to be ruthless. Each time that you read in the Bible, and the Lord God said this or that, you should read, and the inhabitants of Thiaoouba said, why not save them in the beginning and take them back to their planet or to another of the same category? That is, of course, a reasonable question, Michel, but there is a snag. We can't predict the future more than 100 years in advance. We thought, at the time, that, being such a small group, they might not survive, and if they did, they would mix with other races and thus be absorbed by other peoples and rendered impure. We guessed that this would occur within a century, but such was not the case. Even now, as you know, the race is still almost as pure as it was 12,000 years ago. As I told you, by means of religious councils, priests erased or changed many things in the Bible, but others survived and can easily be explained. 1. Atavism, here, aiming to reconstruct the original characteristics. The first generations of people described in the Bible lived up to 900 years.